And our special guest is live in the station tonight. Protoje, you want to give the listening audience a yeah for me?
Yeah.
That's how you do it. All right. Let's hear some of that Protoje music. Time, right?
Yeah.
All right. So my first wanting to know is your Rastafari influence.
Meaning what? Influence meaning what?
Influencing your life, your stance,
okay.
your liberty.
Yeah, well, everything really changed. Like after I put out my first album, about that time, me and Janine, artist Janine started for power, and she was very instrumental in showing me certain things, and she brought me to this guy named I Nation that sells books in Jamaica, and he gave me philosophies of Marcus Garvey and opinions of Marcus Garvey, and I started to read that, and then I started to read Walter Rodney, and then through Walter Rodney now I just really get deeper into the thing until I get introduced to the Most High the King, and then after that now philosophically the teachings of His Imperial Majesty is so, what I would say now, so true that there's nothing you can say that the King said that you find no sound right or no sound real. So that kind of more start guide me in a certain way, and then musically you can hear it come out and manifest itself.
So that was my reason in introducing you to our listening audience here at Global Men's Radio, because that I know Jah. People look at Empress T and say Empress T I wear a mohawk, and an Empress T I dress so, and an Empress T I look so, and an Empress T I do so. You don't know already. But I know Jah. And without Jah, nothing no did it for me. I am with Jah, and I know Jah will redeem and guide me to everything that goes on in life. So that's why I start you off with, well, what's the liberty behind the Rastafari, right, for you?
Yeah, well, people have expectations, you know. So the thing is that everybody draw them line at the sun at different points. So at the end of the day, you know, me have to just do, as you say, like what I'm inspired to do, and people should be doing what they're inspired to do. And nobody don't have exclusive rights to the Most High. So we just do as we feel, and we learn, and we listen, and we grow, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So you started the camera there on you.
Alright, no say a word.
No say a word. It's live on my Instagram.
No
Empress T _1 love.
Alright.
Alright. So you mentioned one woman. That was my next go-to. The influences on your life and your music and such. So you mentioned one, that's John 9. I had that on my radar to ask about. And what other woman? And you have talked about your mother being a huge influence on your life, especially that turning and pinnacle point.
Yeah.
So can you share how, as a mother's role, when we think as a mother that them not listen, me tired of talk to them and think, but in reality you listen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my mom played a big role in my life, and at the end of the day, I try to just please her, make her happy. My mom's a brilliant singer too, had a huge hit song called Breakfast in Bed in the 70s, massive reggae hit. And you know, she kind of gave up music to focus on her career and her kids. So I'm like her redemption. You see me? So I try to just do the most so she can be proud and get to live that life there again through me, you know?
And she inspires you.
Yeah, man.
Because she could share her vision.
I see her up on stage as a little youth.
Yeah.
As a youth, I get to see her up on stage and sit down. I can get to sit down on stage and watch Gregory Isaacs perform and them thing there. So I just get to see what it means to be in that position. And when I see Gregory Isaacs walk out on stage and I say, yeah, yo, like, this one, do this.
Yeah, that fire comes out when you're on stage. You talked about that before. I have seen you talk about that, and I've seen you on stage, of course, right? Where you say, well, stage is your thing.
Yeah.
That's what you did. You believe that's what Jah's role for you is.
But like we on stage, stage reminds me of being a child. And blessed is the soul that remains a child. So when I'm on stage, yeah, because I used to 8-year-old, I used to in front of my mirror. I practice when I go. I know all of the show name them from me is a little youth what I want to do. So I used to practice in front of the mirror and just do whatever, some dance move and a bag of thing and jump up and down. And when we get to go up on stage, we just remember being that youth. So it's like transported back in time, like a time travel.
And was you writing at that point?
Yeah, mama always I write lyrics from little my
That's what I was wondering, because if you already have this ideology of seeing what stage is, having that feeling, then how you reach there?
Yeah, man, you have to see it and do it, see it and feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Like some would have, alright, how I start writing is we used to have sound clash at high school. So that everybody would have know the beanie them, the bunty them, and somebody sing a song and then you sing it.
Alright.
But then I have a bridge on him doing daily and then say, yo, like how you know say them are go write. I mean them are go sing the beanie man then. Maybe we can write a counteraction, so that me start to know. So instead of sing beanie man or bounty song, would I just write a counteraction to the bounty they write that. So when they sing the bounty killer song, they say, hey, well watch and now and flip it back that way.
You was ready for them.
Right. So
and them not ready for you.
No, can't ready.
Them not ready for
them
me.
listen really
Them not ready for me. Them not ready for Empress T.
Yeah.
Same thing we said. So now when we talk about your creativity, y'all watch my notes. Where your glasses? Where your glasses then? Well, let's talk about your creativity then. You start from young. You're very good literary that you could write these things. How do you channel that creativity? How do you they say, well, you want to write about Empress Tea today? Just throw a word, like, preach them. Throw a word.
But just meet different, it just comes different time. And I don't write to write song anymore. Write too much song like what me not put out to keep write song is like we just have to feel to talk about something. So I'm very selective with how much song we put out or not even put out but right now.
Because that's the difference. You say you could write so much songs. You could just write. But then you decide which one.
Yeah, but not even I used to write a lot. I used to just be a feeling like here I already have to write 2 songs to it. One writer is like, but like now, I more make sure say whatever I write or whatever I say I can stand up to the test of time and just can have this impact. So it's like you can write some things and be like, yeah, but and then say, alright, I have something now, I have something I really want to talk about and say.
Isn't your life just busy? How do you find the time then you're gonna say, well, you're right? Or is it just like you could be anywhere and just start?
Can be anywhere, but I like to be like in a more controlled environment. But unfortunately, as an artist, you don't get that a lot. You get a lot of empty hotel rooms and you get a lot of tour bus and stuff. But even within that time, on the tour bus I write a lot because I couldn't write in a room like this. I need an expansion of sight because I'm very visual. So the farther my eyes can see, is the more imagination more things I can come up with. When I wrote Blood Money, I was sitting at the window of my house at Jackshill and I could see over Cherry Gardens and I could see the trees and I could see the houses and I can see all the way as it gets down to Barbican and Constant Spring and New Kings and I could see the view and see everything go to the Garrison. It gave me a vision of, yo, look on Jamaica, look on the geography of it, look how this place set up and look more, and it gave me the idea to write that song and not just only that Cherry Gardens because of the visual. So
I appreciate that. What's success? Have you reached success?
Success is relative. I mean, I'm here, so just to be living, just to be trying to make something of yourself is success. Just trying, man. Just being out here doing the work, and that's successful. It's not a monetary thing. It's not a how much awards you get. And the most thing for success for me is that I get to do what I love while feeding my family. And I mean, apart from that, I don't really concern with much other things.
And I would think that because you are here, I am in success. How about that, right? You know, I am in success because you are here. But here, my success then. You write it and you come up with your 4th album about to be released. Bout Noon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And you come with the writing about it. Now, okay, I'll be on my way to you soon. Yeah. I think you're writing to me because I'm here sitting and waiting for you, right?
No, I mean,
but I know you didn't write this for me because this was some time ago.
Right.
But of course, I think everything is about me, right? It must be me you talking to. But you really wasn't talking to me. And then how did you write about that you're going to meet someone? It's like you was homesick.
I wrote that song last day at tour. Played Afropunk Festival. I was in JFK going home. My guitar player played the guitar riff. I heard it. I was like, yo, this is dope. Send it to me. He sent it to me. I was going home. Had a baby on the way. I hadn't seen my girl for 2 months. That's bare things, and I say, oh, can't wait to go home and just capture the energy, and it come out and people feel it, and because most everybody has felt the longing for someone. See my son Jackie said, what am I looking for? Everybody say, yo, for real, you know, feel that pain. They say it's like. It's a vibe, so people love it. The woman them definitely love it, and
all of the women that think like me.
I'm gonna know say enough of the man them send the song to girl and be like, yo, listen to that tune.
True.
And they go vibes the DMs I send some songs.
True. When they're away performing somewhere, an artist do what they do, and then they have to come home. They have to reach home. Listen, me I throw a word again, you know.
Yeah.
People have to come home.
Okay.
All right. Now, so. This is a perfect song. Clearly, you're dead, you're homesick, and you're talking about somebody you longing to come home to. You also mentioned some things like what y'all gonna do. Somebody I gonna scream, some bass.
Well,
that's my interpretation. Allow me now.
Alright. That's the thing. So everybody have their own interpretation, but at the end of the day, you know, like, yo, man is man. You understand? Before everything else, woman is woman. We're human. We're there, and at the end of the day, like, going home to see my girl, and when I sit to her and like. We have a baby upon the way. I say this is not a play thing, it's a baby in a playpen, a real thing I talk about. So that's our vibes, man. It's some carry energy, and you know. Nice.
Alright, so I'm gonna get Nutsy to play the whole song for our listening audience.
Yeah, man, because we make song with three. We make song with 3 verse. And we make song with, well, sometimes 2 verse, 16 bar, whatever. That's not the point. The point is we make song with the 3 verse them have 3 different style. And I started coming like Jet Li when them have the wushu, and it's like like every verse. If I have 10 songs on my album, 3 verse a song are 30 different style me need to come with. Like me no repeat style and I'm a verse them. So it make the song them can listen out fully, you know.
Alright, so Nutsy, before you go there, can you give Empress T a version? Now, usually, no, you laugh already. You see ZJ Cutter, Mr. International there, and he's laughing. Why are you laughing? Because you already know what I'm going to say. Yes. I asked my artists to serenade. No, so I'm just saying, give me a version. I never asked Protoje to serenade. Me never listening audience, Global Men's Radio.
A version of this?
A version of this. You say you come with this version, you come with that version. And gently.
I don't want acapella, what you want?
No.
I'm said this and I play it. Empress, do you know I'm into you? So tell me what you say, yeah, yeah. Oh, bang, bang. Said I've been waiting for you, my lady. I'll be on my way to you soon. All through night and morning, don't leave me. Call your work and tell them about noon.
Alright, I appreciate it. Everybody done know already?
No,
Thank you.
son of the
I told you I'm gonna come with it. Mix up,
Tell me what
mix
you
up.
say, yeah.